Hylleys. Today we're going to talk about why is my horse cinchy. And there's two reasons why a horse could be cinchy. One, they actually have ulcers, or two, it's a learned response. So when it comes to ulcers, what happens is you tighten up the girth, the cinch, and it raises the stomach. The acid in the stomach lifts up a little bit, and that's when it actually hits the ulcer in the stomach lining. And then that gives the horse pain, so they pin their ears and they kind of nip at you. The other thing too, though, is it's a learned response, and what happens, and this happens especially with our lesson horses, is riders kind of jerk the girth up, so they pin their ears because they really don't like that. It's kind of a jerky motion, and then the handler, the rider, the student steps back. Oh, you pinned your ears at me. They say, oh, the horse is trying to bite me. So they do that a few times, and then they learn that if they do that, you step back. And not only do you step back, but you're a little bit more gentle the next time. Because maybe I've come along and said, it's kind of like tightening a belt. Try not to do it in a jerking motion. Try to do it slowly and carefully. Or maybe they've learned that then I come and do it because now you're scared of them. So they've kind of learned that, and they've done that, let's say, 100 times, and that's worked 100 times. Well, who wouldn't do it again? So that's where the learned response comes in, and that's why it just takes a few seconds to, give them a slap on the chest. We're talking about with your hand. We're not kicking them. And it's just an instant response. If they pin their ears and try and nip at you, you give them a little slap. It doesn't have to be hard. It's just the instant response. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. The other thing too we do here is that our horses are always in the cross ties, so they don't actually get the chance to nip at you. They can't actually reach you because of the length of the cross ties. If you were tightening your girth before getting on, you could hold the opposite rein so that if the horse goes to nip at you, it will bang itself. It'll turn its head towards you, and it'll bang itself on the other rein. And that way, it's like, oh, I can't move my head that way. Oh, I can't actually get you. And then the rider or yourself, whoever that is, doesn't get nervous about the horse actually doing that. Eventually, that will get better. But it is something you have to think about. Make sure you're not stepping back. Make sure you're kind of in their face about it versus you getting out of their space when they pin their ears or try and nip at you. So I hope that helps you improve the cinchiness of your horse. Thanks, and don't forget to subscribe.